Good evening. Tonight we'll have two books for you, both historical crime and historical, but not necessarily criminal. The first is a collection of essays by Joan Didion called The White Album. Now, if you remember anything about the 1960s, this book will bring it all back. It was a very wild time. And yes, I remember quite a bit of it. And Joan brings it all to life. It really, the whole thing is written in such a loose and confused sort of fashion that it just, yes, that was the 60s. Wasn't it grand? It's amazing anybody lived through it all. But I tell you, once you've been through that, nothing Trump did could hardly raise an eyebrow out of you. They're going, he's a madman, get rid of him. Well, yeah. Let's face it, it was exactly what he said he was. He was a total dip. Totally unworthy. Don't know why you guys liked him so much, honestly. Anyway. Yes, I highly recommend Joan Didion's The White Album. Very good. Very, very good. I enjoyed it immensely. Now, as for Mr. Bentley's historical murder mysteries, set in England in the 1920s, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. World War I had just ended. Yeah, they had lost a whole generation of men. It was a mess. Okay? It was a mess. Not the grand and glorious war. No. And times were rough. But there were those who did make good, and things were changing everywhere, just like the 60s. And whenever you have rapid change, you're gonna have sticky bits. And in Death of the Lady, the Mortimer family, who used to be somebody, of course, because you know how obsessed they are, even back then. I mean, face it, some barons are big and bold and bad, and others are, like the Mortimers, rather quiet as mice. But in this case, the interlocking secrets are just so, God, they're breeding like rabbits. Everybody has a secret. And by the time you get done wandering through the corridors, still, what's one more scandal amongst many? But it's all good, clean fun, isn't it? Well, maybe not always. But I really don't see why they want to throw it all away at the end. No! You have another generation to bring up and clean up the family archives, as it were. Get on with it. As you can tell, I've enjoyed this week's readings quite immensely. Bentley is humorous. Not as good as Innes or Ines or Crispin or even Emma Lathan, which is also stuffed with humor. And of course, Joan Didion. Humor? You had to laugh or you didn't survive. Because that was the 1960s. 4 dead in Ohio. Yeah. And Vietnam and all the rest of this. Yeah. Black Panthers. Yes. And you were also very worried about things that turned out not to be so momentous. So anyway, pick up these books. I think you'll get a clue to how it was and why it's going to remain that way. In any case, I hope this helps you find some new books to read. You have Joan Didion essays, and you have Ralph Bentley writing historical murder mysteries with police of the time. Totally different than American police at that time. No third degree here. In any case, I hope this helps. Thank you for watching, and please do come again.